I fucking get. Take a look at this guy, man. This you've seen the thumbnail, right?
Yes, I
Yeah,
do.
it's what, what the fuck happened, man? It's we used to talk about like we used to talk about like The Godfather and Sin City and like The Matrix. And I was like, how did this guy end up on our stream, man?
Yeah, I don't know. When you sent me the thumbnail, I was like, oh god, this dude. Like, look at him.
Hmm.
Christian Grey. Um, Not really like, I guess any woman has portrayed him. And this is apparently the super masculine guy. How did we get here? It's so weird to me.
Yeah, I wanted to do a quick like, do you call it disclaimer or anything? I don't know, but I want to quickly explain what the hell we are doing here, anyways. But see, the reason we do this right now is, of course, we have like this goal to talk about movies where you can, I would say, kind of like learn something, and yeah, not like saying, oh yeah, you should live like that and stuff like this. Is the way other channels do it, but like take a look at the movie and say, maybe there's something to it. But there, Alex, like completely humble. If there's such a huge love for this series, this book, I mean, this is like the best-selling book of the world, the best sold book ever since the Bible, Also, movie-wise, a huge success, and so many women love this. And maybe there's something to learn about this whole series.
Oh,
It's,
yes, absolutely.
I mean, I think it would be like a little bit arrogant to say, yeah, no, there's nothing. That's complete bullshit. I mean, yeah, it is. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong, but if you think about it, it's been such a huge success, and maybe it would be interesting to dig deeper to find out what the hell is going on with this whole thing, with this whole phenomenon. It happened in 2015. The whole 50 Shades of Grey exploded a few years earlier when the novel came out, and you have watched it, right?
Yes, of course. I actually saw the first two movies, I think.
Hmm.
But definitely the first one, yeah.
I'm not gonna ask you before I am going to, confess. It sounds like I'm confessing my sins here, but I was asking myself, because when I think about, okay, watching 50 Shades of Grey, there are only two options. I'm either going to watch it alone in my room, and this is going to be really awkward, or I'm going to watch it to get laid. And I'm asking myself, what is worse, because I gotta confess, I was watching it alone, and I'm asking myself, if I'm genuinely interested in this movie, and I'm watching it alone, I watched it like a few years ago, is it worse than at least watching it to get laid?
Nah, man, because if you watch it to get later, I think you definitely at least have some sort of direction you want to go, as opposed to watching it alone. Like, why are you doing this to yourself?
That's what I was thinking. I mean, Red Smoke is like, it's like becoming my personal weekly therapy session, man. So let me open up, maybe cry a little bit. Why I talk about my dirty little secrets here. Really creepy today, am I?
Yeah, that's a nice start. I was going to say.
Yeah,
For that.
so it's gonna be even more creepy. Yeah, how did this happen, dude? Alex, I don't know about you. I'm feeling a little bit. Is that a word? Wolfy today.
I don't know what that means.
Okay, like feel like a wolf. Like this
Gotcha.
predator thing going on here. And before the show started, before we even got on the call, I was checking out E.L. James's Twitter account. E.L. James, of course, the author of the 50 Shades of Grey book series. And in my hubris, I thought I would it would be a good idea, find something, find some awkward tweet, that would make her look like an idiot or something, and we would have a good laugh. And I did, but what really
Surprise.
well, absolutely. But see, here's the thing. What really captured my interest was something else. It wasn't actually something that E.L. James tweeted, but it was something she retweeted. I think there were certain interesting pieces of wisdom, apart from very like ugly doggo pictures. I gotta say. But there's this one tweet, and I'm gonna point it out there, that E.L. James retweeted, and I thought it might be a good idea to talk about this on show because it is about morning. It is about morning routines, this whole tweet, and I thought it would be a good idea because since right now it's 1 p.m. German time, and I guess the US is slowly waking up to us, maybe listening to us, and we're gonna check this out. Actually, can you tell me if you can see it on a stream? It's still loading, I think. So now, there we go.
Yes, now I can see it. Yes.
This is girl. Ian James retweeted this tweet. It's a little bit old. It's from February 21. But I was reading it and I was very angry because it's such an awesome way to start your day. I'm gonna read it out loud for everyone who's just listening on Spotify and all that. Emma Mitchell, some girl, tweeted, if you awake and feel very low, if you are awake, and feel very low, here's a step-by-step to help based on scientifically proven ways to alleviate anxiety and lift mood. Important, if you are on meds and have missed a dose, sort that first. And if you're frightened by your thoughts, emergency numbers are the last step below. I know what you're thinking, man. What's this stuff you've been doing here on the Red Smokes thing? But yeah,
I really just wonder what the hell is going on in that tweet at all. Like this.
Oh, this is yeah.
Like she started and then in the middle she had another thought and then just wrote it out and then there was another thought.
Absolutely. And dude, it's like she's like what does it say? Like Sunday Times best-selling. What the fuck is going on? Like why is everyone a best-selling author? What does this even mean anymore? It's like winning an Oscar. That doesn't care anymore. Fucking Sunday Times, New York Times, fucking Cambodia Times best-selling author. It kind of doesn't mean anything anymore, doesn't it?
Yeah, also, if I look at how she wrote that tweet, I have a hard time believing that she's actually good at writing.
Oh, she's like missing space and all that, doesn't she?
Yeah, all the time, and also missing like whole words or even letters. It's kind of weird to me, but maybe she was on meds. I don't know.
So it gets more interesting because if you continue the whole thread she's reading. So just imagine, maybe someone in the US is listening and he's just waking up. Imagine like you're having a hard time waking up. This is the perfect tweet for you. Just follow our lead, okay? I'm gonna read it out loud if you're listening on Spotify or whatever. Emma Mitchell continues at Silver Pebble, by the way. Go ahead, give her a follow. Choose somewhere where you feel most relaxed. It may be bed, that's okay. If there's a plant or two, they're even better. It's like the next thing I was saying, I piss myself. If you have a pet, encourage them to come and nestle with you if possible. How do you encourage your pet to come?
I was just gonna ask this question. Like, how do you tell like your cat to come over and nestle with you?
Like, I can imagine like encouraging a person. Like, hey, look. I also find it very interesting. Like, she already pre-assumes that it's like a single person. Yes. They don't have a partner. They only have a pet. Dude, I was reading this. I don't know why I was reading this, but I had the thing. I needed to share this, and also, like, imagine actually following this lead, man. She continues saying, "Sniff something you love the smell of, containing plant oils if possible, e.g., hand cream or herb." So let me get this right. Like, if you have like suicidal thoughts or really like an existential crisis, just go ahead and smell some herb, dude.
Yeah, but that's gonna help for sure. But also the next thing, I'm just gonna skip ahead there because I just read it.
Oh yeah.
If you have the energy, make some tea, a hot chocolate, or favorite herbal drink.
If you have the energy.
Yes. I'm gonna have the energy to make a damn drink. The second, she starts with tea, which is good, then hot chocolate, which is very bad, obviously, and then back to herbal drinks. So, like, what is this up and down? What's going on?
Oh my god.
I don't understand.
Also, the next thing, imagine your friend is feeling low and you're making it for them. What does that even mean, man?
Yeah, also, did we establish we don't have a friend, we only have a pet? So how the hell do I make...
Yeah, fuck you, Emma Mitchell, fuck you. Yeah, anyway. So, yeah, to be honest, I don't really want to get into this whole thing. She's like, yeah, look at my photo below, like zoom into the details for a few minutes. I mean, I mean, yeah, just gonna look at those like herbs and all that. If it doesn't load, maybe it's a good thing. Oh, there it
But
is.
there's one thing.
Yeah,
She
sure.
says you should choose a favorite audiobook or podcast. So we should probably send her the Red Smoke podcast over.
Yeah, yeah. We never started so softly and so understanding,
Yeah.
so empathic. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, great image.
Oh my god. Yeah, yeah. Inhale it, Alex. Inhale it, and you're gonna. Do you feel calm already?
Absolutely.
What a
Could
bull!
fall right asleep.
What a piece of shit tweet. Anyways, and yeah, in the end, she's gonna like, this goes so long, and in the end, she has like this SOS suicide hotlines and stuff like that. Yeah, guys, this is gonna save your ass. Get the hell out of here, man. Yeah. What a start, man! What a start! Yeah, that's
absolutely nice.
that's something the author of 50 Shades of Grey was retweeting, and I thought it would be interesting, yeah, to see into her mind a little bit. Just don't take a look too much at her own Twitter. It's like, people, those women who constantly post about like pets and dogs and all this stuff, and okay, it's cute and all that, but she actually like posts about so many like ugly dogs. Like really check out. There's so many ugly dogs, man. There are beautiful dogs out there.
Yeah,
But anyways, yeah.
it's also. But I don't want to skip ahead. But I mean, I think it's quite obvious if you look at the movie or even the novels she's written, that it isn't really based in reality, like at all. So this makes a whole lot of sense to see her retweeting these kind of things because. Yeah, it isn't really something that works.
Are you aware of her background, like where she come from, like
No,
job wise?
I'm not actually.
Well, it was something that you said something. She's not really grounded in reality, and she doesn't really understand how people work, and I think it shows in her movie and in her book. She actually worked at the television for 25 years, and it shows. It shows so much.
Oh, yeah.
It's really like. Not really understanding how people work or how the real world works anymore. It definitely shows.
Yeah, it's this thing you said. You said last time when we were talking off air, really, that imagining that a billionaire like Christian Grey actually has time to fly around with this girl, and it doesn't have other things to do, and so this is really it just shows you that none of this is really based in reality.
Absolutely, it's. Also, I would really ask myself, what was like the target audience of this whole thing? I would say, yeah, MILFs, or I know it's cliche, yeah, but one way or another, those housewives who never get laid and stuff like that, right? But question I'm really asking myself is, are women really so bored, so desperate that this is what gets them off?
It is actually something I said many times before when people asked me, if you want to know what the women want in their fantasies, you just gotta read 50 Shades. And by which I mean, obviously this is not realistic, but it's their fantasy, right? To this one girl who is completely random and doesn't really achieve much, which is how many of them see themselves.
Yeah.
And then the billionaire who is really only falling in love with her. And the key thing here is obviously he is showing her a completely new world. This is exciting for her, and she doesn't know about it. And this is what drives them, I think. This, I think, is why so many women like the novels.
So would you say there's something to learn from the character Christian Grey, from the male protagonist of this whole thing?
Actually, I think so, yes. And if anything, but you got to be honest, or not honest, but you got to be careful at in what position you find yourself in. By which I mean, if you can learn anything from these novels or movies, then that women like dominant men, right? Or like to be taken, for example, and like to be, they like to be submissive. But you need to be a great man, obviously. And it doesn't mean you have to be a billionaire. I mean, money helps, but it's not really the key. It just means you are powerful and dominant, right? And you don't need to be in BDSM, all of this kind of bullshit. It's just really some kind of side story.
Actually, it also doesn't really BDSM stuff, to be honest.
Yeah, it's
really
soft stuff. Yeah. But yeah, really the key thing to take from this is I think that women actually do like to be submissive, but it has to be a great man that's actually worth being submissive to. This is really what I tell people when they ask me about it.
Yeah, I mean, there obviously has to be something about this movie or about this book that gets right about, male-female dynamics. Otherwise, of course, there are like many books that say, how did this become a bestseller? And by God, how did this fucking book become bestseller? But on the other hand, it kind of makes sense, if you think about it.
Yeah, what I really liked about this, when this whole thing happened, and I discovered what it's actually about. Because back then it was already, the woke movement and feminism, all this bullshit. And men are literally thinking that they should be, simping really and doing everything she wants. And this kind of told them from the female perspective that this isn't what they want, but that they want powerful men who take what they want, right? Mm-hmm. But still, men didn't get the hint, which was quite interesting for me.
Sucks. Hot take, like very spontaneously, but anyways, if a man had written the books, he would probably have been jailed. Yes or no?
Yes, absolutely. 100%. I think 2015 was already pretty...
Well, 2015 came, the movie came out. I believe the book came out a few years earlier.
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah, it wasn't that crazy as it is today, for example, but I still think feminism and all of this wokeism was already happening, at least in the beginnings. So, yeah, if a man had written this, that he, especially like more from his perspective, like he likes to dominate a woman and pretty much forces her to sex and all of these kind of things, obviously, like immediately put into jail, burned the books, etc.
So Alex, when we first started, the first seconds of the stream, we were talking about like Christian Grey's phase, or I'd say casting choice. It's this guy Jamie Dornan, which I gotta say he doesn't really look bad in real life, so to speak. When I take a walk to a city, I occasionally see his face on the Hugo Boss campaigns or something like I don't know what he does for some kind of colonia, and he doesn't look that bad. Like he also has this beard going on, and actually it looks pretty masculine. But what is like in this movie? He looks like this little boy. Take it seriously. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, that is the weirdest thing that struck me. Like when this whole thing came on, I was like, wait, I've seen this guy before, and I didn't even know where. Maybe it was really just some commercials or something. I don't know. But I was like, how the hell? I mean, why does he look like a boy? Yes, and I think it's pretty much because he didn't really want to be there as well, so he was just not very dominant.
Oh, did you know how many men refused the role? It's a little bit a question. If I think we both can agree on that this is like a failed movie, a movie that completely failed on every level, especially acting wise. The question I would have for you is, do you think it would have worked out? It would have been a little bit more convincing, because I don't buy the romance stuff and the whole dominant stuff. I don't see when he acts and stuff. He says things like "I don't make love, I fuck." I really need to laugh. It's just pathetic. The question I'm gonna ask is, do you think it would work out with another actor, maybe?
Yeah, actually, to answer the question, I do know many great actors refused this role, and I guess it was a great decision for them to do so. But yeah, would have really changed something?
I mean, Ryan Gosling actually was. they wanted to have him, and he was like, I ain't doing that shit, man.
Yeah.
Oh, man. It got completely...
Which is funny, because he's made some bad movies as well. Like, some romance movies.
Yeah. Just like this crazy, stupid love or stuff like that.
Yes,
This is actually some material for Red Smoke, for future roasts, and yeah. Definitely.
Oh yeah, right. There's some stuff in there as well. Sadly saw this damn movie, but yes. Yeah. Also, Ryan Gosling. I don't know. You see, when my wife obviously read this book as well, because many women did, pretty much all of them, right? So she told me about this guy, and I think it actually was before we got together. Oh yeah, it was when she read these books. Yeah. but she once told me about him before the movie came out, and I imagined a guy maybe in his 40s, something like that, already some sort of like gray hair, maybe a gray beard, a little bit, not like old, but definitely an adult, a real man, powerful, strong. That's what I was imagining.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think this would have definitely worked better, obviously, for the cast. But would it would it really change how I think about the movie? I don't think so.
Did you know that? That's an interesting kind of trivia. And did you know that Hayden Christensen, aka Anakin Skywalker, was in the talk for the role of Christian Grey? And you know, my first take was, oh my god, that would be a complete catastrophe. And then I was like, no, I think it would actually work out. And I might be the only one who thinks that, but if I think about its performance in the Star Wars prequels, I think it would kind of worked out, you know. I'm not saying that you would save the movie at all, but I don't know.
I'll be honest with you, I cannot imagine that at all. With
I think I just wanted to see that, man. I want to have like 10 50 Shades of Grey movies, and every time with another actor.
Well, that might be interesting. But yes, I don't know if Anakin Skywalker would be in there. I would all the time think either about the Coruscant or about he's popping up his lightsaber and some sort of phallic pun with that in sexual terms. But
it's interesting because actually also Robert Pattinson was in the talks. You know, the Twilight guy. Where back in the days, I think he had still the image of, you know, the glittering vampire person he was. But right now, I think he kind of grew out of that. So it's not really impossible to like lose I would say, cringy role for an actor. But yeah, Hayden Christensen. Sorry again.
Isn't he the new Batman?
Yes.
Yeah, so
I mean, another unnecessary sequel, but anyway.
It's understandable that he's trying very hard to get out of the sparkling vampire role.
He does. I would say he kind of succeeded. I've seen Lighthouse with him and Willem Dafoe, and it really did a good performance. But I gotta admit, I still see the sparkling vampire from time to time. It's just, just something that never lets it go. Yeah.
All right, but so far you only told me like men which were in a question for the cast who I really don't think are even old enough for this role. So is there anyone else in the cast that was, or like the men who were asked to do the role of the Christian Grey who are actually masculine?
I think he's also but I think he's in the books he's also only 27. So what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do about it? You know. I
didn't even know that.
I gotta say, this was like this huge mystery because obviously the books, in a very phenomenal and surprising way, they just exploded, you know, and everybody was talking about it like suddenly. I remember I was like maybe, what was I? Maybe 19, 20 or 21. I remember when this whole thing like really, really exploded, and then everybody was talking about it, and then there were like rumors, there's gonna be a movie. And then, who's gonna play Christian Grey? And it was like this huge mystery. And then you see like the first trailer, it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah. So, all right. What the hell?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't even know that he was 27 in the books, which even more shows you how E.L. James has no idea about reality. Because I think the only ever 27-year-old billionaire was Mark Zuckerberg, wasn't it?
Yeah, he's actually a billionaire in the book and in the movies. Yeah, 27 years, and also really interesting. It's never the topic of how he did it, what exactly he's doing. So he's just like some CEO of whatever, you know.
Yes, but this also shows you again how it's completely bullshit. Because I keep seeing the trailer running in the background because I have the stream open, right? And you should see like. He spends all his time with the girl. I completely forgot the name.
Anastasia Steele.
Anastasia.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. And like, doesn't he have to run a huge worldwide business?
Yeah. It's
like, how does he have the time to constantly do all kinds of shit with that girl? That's just weird to me.
It's really weird, man. It's It's
I mean, of course you take time off, but not all the time. That's just I don't know.
I'm asking myself, like, how realistic is that? It's like, yeah.
Yeah, but it's the point. I think it isn't supposed to be realistic. It's just a girl's dream, and it's really like a little girl's dream. And the money really here is only so she can have all the vacations and all the experiences, and it's all exciting and all of this. And yeah, but this is really a little girl's dream, and a woman that has grown up and understands reality. Obviously, she likes exciting vacations. Of course, everyone does. But like, it's obvious that if you have a successful man, and especially a billionaire or even millionaires, then they don't have much time. And I also think it's even better if you don't have much time. If you make the little time you have with your girl, make it better, right? As opposed to being on there all the time. But
so to kind of like sum it up, another hot take, I'm gonna say you're not going to be a high value man with a calm life. Agree or disagree?
Yes, I would agree with that. Especially like, I don't know, not everyone needs to be a billionaire, of course, but still, if you make millions of dollars, that means you provide value to people. That also means you need to work all the time, or at least a lot. That just comes with it, right? At least in most cases. And this means your life is probably pretty heavy on the work part. I mean, if you look at Elon Musk, for example, he works 80 hours a week. This is what he says, maybe it's even more. And so when he's not sleeping, he's mostly working, and he has like 2 failed marriages or something. I don't even know. And it shows most or even many successful, very successful men usually have ruined relationships, marriages, or it just doesn't work out that way just because you have so much to do. And this is where this movie again is completely off any sort of reality.
Yeah, first of all, I think you can see it on Elon Musk's eyes that this guy doesn't sleep at all, man. I think it shows. And yeah, secondly, it's really like Christian Grey has this like there's this scene where he visits Anna. We're gonna go to the plot, quote unquote, in a few seconds. But there's this scene where he visits Anna in the hardware store she's working. He's like really calm and stuff. Like he's a billionaire. Like what is he like going on there? Like he has time for this stuff, right? I don't really buy that because there are actually like scenes in the movie where I'm like, okay, I would say he's in character as far as a billionaire can be in character in this movie. And there are other scenes where I'm like, no, I don't really buy that this is the man we see in the first scene, you know? He's really like, they're very ambivalent characters, both. Constantly changing their minds about something, constantly switching from one state to another. It's really like this. I can understand why it's this. E.L. James comes from television. It is this whole soap opera thing, you know? It's
It's also, I remember in the movie, I don't know if it even wasn't the first one, but there were many scenes where he is actually jealous about another dude or something approaching Anastasia. And that is just bullshit, in my opinion. I mean, not only is he fully aware that he can have any girl, but even then, he is supposed to be that dominant kind of guy who likes BDSM and all of that. So you really think he is concerned about this one girl or some other dude talking to her? So this is again really just soap opera, trying to get some drama going, which is just bullshit.
Yeah, let's go to the plot. As far as we can call it, and then we're gonna elaborate on that further because it's terrible. I think it is in the I don't know. I actually seen all 3 movies, you know, just for scientific purposes, of course.
My condolences.
I want my time back, man. And yeah, I remember there's this scene where they're like on a nude beach or something like that. I mean, they're on a nude beach, you know, where they're the people they're nude there, you know. And they decided to go there, and there's like his girl is, you know, she's nude there, like topless, and he's like, no, you know, put something on and stuff. I don't want to see anybody else watching you. Like it's really ambivalent, you know. On one hand, you put it right, he's like this dominant character, really like I mean, not really dominant, but actually like want to cause pain on her. And on the other hand, there's like this insecure little boy. And
Yes.
yeah, it's almost like the movie cannot make his mind up. Really, yeah.
It almost seems like, I don't know how close this is to an album at all. I have no idea. But it's almost like they tried to shoehorn some drama into this whole idea. Like, they really forced it into there. It almost seems like James only had the idea of, all right, this is the girl, and there's a billionaire, and he falls in love with her. Now we got to make a story out of this. Like, how do we get some drama in here? And then we come up with this kind of bullshit.
Oh man, yeah. What can I say? All right, let's kick off with a plot. As far as it's very interesting. If you go to Wikipedia, and usually if you go on the English page of Wikipedia, you can scroll to the plot, and then there's like mostly 2-3 pages full of plot. It's very interesting. It's just one page. Because there's actually nothing happening in this movie. And I was reading through it multiple times, and I was rewatching the first movie. And I'm like, at the end of the movie, I'm like, what the fuck just happened, man? And not in the sense of, wow, like, remember when we talked about Sin City last week? And I was like, oh my god, how am I gonna talk about this complex plot, like this non-linear storytelling? And after this movie, I was like, oh, well, that's it? You know?
Yes.
it's like one episode of television, but it's not a whole movie. Definitely not. But anyways, let's kick off. The movie kicks off with 21-year-old Anastasia. We refer to her as Anna Steele, and she's this English literature major in college, and she has a roommate, and the roommate becomes ill, and she wants to interview Christian Grey, this 27-year-old billionaire entrepreneur, for her college newspaper, you know. And she becomes ill, and she comes up to Anna and says, Anna, can you do that for me? And Anna agrees to go in, and she takes her place, you know. And that's actually it's actually the second scene in the whole movie, where Anna stumbles her way through the meeting, and Christian takes an interest in her. And I was rewatching the movie, and I was taking notes during this scene, and I was let me take a look at it. I was naming it. It's a cliche. Why is it that with those chick flicks, I want to say shit flicks. It's actually really accurate.
That's very fitting.
What is it with those shit flicks? It's this notion. I don't know if you've noticed this as well. Men always need to be saved in some way. Girl wants to save boy from himself. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yes.
I wrote down the dialogue. Let me read it out loud for anybody who hasn't seen the movie, and I really don't recommend it. But anyways, they have this very awkward interview where Anna is like asking him the pre-made questions from her roommate, and suddenly. There's like a question about his money, and Christian replies that he's donating a lot of money to like third world countries, and then Anna suddenly confronts him with this charity stuff and says, perhaps you have a heart, or perhaps your heart is bigger, or might be bigger than you want to let it on. And then Christian replies, well, there are some people who say I don't have a heart at all. And then Anna replies, why would they say that? And then Christian says, because they know me so well.
Oh God! But you see, yeah. Sorry to interrupt.
No. You go, man.
No successful man would ever say that.
Yeah, it's
this is bullshit. Why? Like, because, and here's the reason why. For anyone who is listening and doesn't understand why, if you are successful, like his level of successful, millionaire, billionaire, whatever, you need to have some sort of self-belief or ego, whatever you want to call it, at least self-belief, which is huge that you can actually achieve that. So there is no way you run around telling people that you are a bad man underneath. Or you need to be saved or whatever, or people think bad of you.
It's almost like a hidden help cry, you know?
Yes, exactly, but that's just not happening.
Yeah, you know, of course no one's gonna say, oh yeah, I'm so sad, please help me, but it's like a very bad poker face. You know, it's like I'm not telling you what is on my hand, but you know, I'm not gonna tell you I have a full house and you don't see my big grin on my face. You know, that's the kind of way he puts it, like this hidden help cry, and Yeah, that's what I was saying a few minutes ago. It's like this movie cannot make up his mind. It's almost as if E.L. James doesn't know what she actually wants.
But that would be a surprise, wouldn't it?
It's like, I'm not gonna try to project her, personal life onto that. Maybe this is like her personal sex fantasy. Maybe not. I don't really want to know. But yeah, it's like, okay, I have this vision of this billionaire type, but I also want him to be very, very soft, and I want to save him. I want to, you know what I'm trying to say.
I think this is the motherly instinct coming through there, really.
Yeah.
And I mean, this might happen to women at some point. I don't even know. It hasn't happened to me yet that some girl tried to save me. Maybe I'm just not as vulnerable as Christian Grey. I don't know.
Well, shame on you, Alex.
Yes, absolutely. But yeah, maybe that's this thing. But yeah, it's just I don't think that really ever happens in reality. And I think it shows James is, as you say, she doesn't really know what she wants, which I think is great displayed in this whole movie because it goes back and forth and doesn't really make sense in many situations.
Yeah.
So it sort of shows where she is and what she thinks, which is not much in that case.
Absolutely. And I think the interview kind of ends with, Anna goes on a little bit. She's trying to, I'd say she's trying to like crack him open or some way. And subtext wise, Christian replies, you should stay away from me. I'm not the man for you. It's always this like, I'm gonna say this, but what I actually mean is, try to figure me out, What kind of man would say stuff like that? It's
No, this is again a women's perspective, right? Because men say what they mean. We are direct, usually, at least masculine men are that way, right?
You can tell it's written by a girl, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. We don't use subtext. This is what women do.
Yeah.
And this is why men also always have a hard time understanding women because they cannot read their subtext. Because they expect them to talk masculine. But that's not what they do, right? So you can tell that anytime a woman writes, or not anytime, but I guess many times a woman writes a masculine character, you see this sort of subtext happening a lot.
Yeah. Doesn't really make much sense. And the whole cringe continues because afterwards, I don't remember how this whole scene ends, but I think there's like the secretary coming in, and she's like, there's an appointment, and then scene continues. Like Anna leaves, and then Christian, you can see in the scene that Christian like has this interest suddenly where this whole thing shifts from being an interview to I'm actually interested in you. But then Anna leaves, and then Christian on the next day visits the hardware store where Anna works. And there's a scene where they have some like really cringe innuendos and all this stuff.
Can I just add one thing before we get to that scene?
Sure, man.
Because you said he suddenly has interest in her when she walks out, and this is again this kind of female fantasy that a great man like him would still have interest in a regular-looking girl, which isn't very special, or doesn't even take much care of her like appearance, which Anna certainly doesn't do. Especially if you compare her to the secretaries running around, which are very beautiful and dressed up nicely, right? And this is again this fantasy, which is just again not rooted in reality, because a man like him, who can virtually have any sort of woman, he definitely also chooses the pinnacle of the female, so to speak, right? Because he can do it so, and this is why he does it.
But also, you go.
Yeah, but this is again what they wish would be happening. That they don't need to put in that much effort, right? And still get the best things, but this is not how the balance of the universe works, right?
Also, vice versa speaking, doesn't it make it also makes a man more unattractive if he likes, if he, pursues the woman suddenly. It's very interesting because the very first scene, very interesting and very much to learn, like very calm body language and all this stuff. And he's playing cool. And then suddenly, throughout the movie, he constantly switches around, and there are like scenes where he pursues her and like buys her gifts and all this stuff. And that's a question like he doesn't really stay in frame, and that's does it make him more attractive or less attractive,
Yes, exactly. Frame is great thing you mentioned this there, because Frame is definitely something that's missing a whole lot with Christian Grey in these movies. He's always someone else, which is so weird. And I guess it makes for a shit flick, because
Coin that term, man.
yes, we're gonna coin that, because it goes back and forth all the time, and there's drama and all of this. But it obviously doesn't make sense in real life. So this is really something to take from this. If you are a constantly changing man and you cannot ever make your mind up on what you want or what you do, then this is actually repulsive to women. So don't do it.
Yeah, absolutely. And this, but the whole movie revolves around this whole back and forth. It's, I mean, it's a good movie if it makes sense plot wise. If there's cause and consequences and all that. But it's just like both of them act and react very, very impulsive. There's like no real cause to the drama. It's that the whole story continues where Christian visits the hardware store where Anna works the day after. They have those innuendos, very, very cringe. And Christian offers her to do a photo shoot to support the article for which Anna had interviewed him, which they do afterwards. And then afterwards, Christian invites Anna for coffee. And this is the first time where I would say, I was watching the movie and I was like, okay, how did this now happen? How did they like end up on a date suddenly? It's really the, you do those snippets for Red Smoke sometimes. It feels like snippets, man. This whole movie feels like many trailers in one movie, but there's like no... There's a reason why I don't buy the romance. They're actually good romance movies. And I say, I can see that those guys are really chemistry. But they have this one awkward interview scene, and then this even more awkward. Christian visits her in the hardware store and asks like for ropes and obvious BDSM stuff.
Yes.
And afterwards they say they kind of end up on this date, quote unquote, which lasts for maybe 40-50 seconds movie-wise. And then suddenly Christian leaves abruptly after Anna confesses to him being a romantic, saying he's not the man for her.
Great movie.
I don't know what to say about this. It's and this is just the beginning. It's like the first 10-15 minutes.
Yes. Yeah, but you see, it's so weird to me because actually he supposedly has had a bunch of women before, right? This is his story, so he definitely knows how to interact with women, or at least see them properly, understand them a little bit, what they are, how they act. And I think if you look at Anna, especially when she walks into his office the first time, he should have immediately known what kind of a woman she is, and that she really isn't interested in these kind of things. Now, obviously, sometimes you don't know what kind of kinky stuff people like, of course.
Sure.
But I would argue the chances would be very low. And then he acts almost sort of pissed, like a little child, which again doesn't fit his character. Or maybe his character, but not how a man really would act who is in his position. Yeah. So, this all makes no sense, man.
I absolutely agree. And then it gets even more confusing because, like I said, it almost sounds like Christian breaks up with her, and then the questions arise. What is this kind of guy? Why is he doing this? Why is he like not into romance stuff? Because he's saying he's not the man for her, and he like ghosts on her. But then a few days afterwards, suddenly Christian sends her 2 gifts. She sends her first edition copies of some Thomas Hardy novels as a gift with a and then that's the best thing, with a quote from the latter book about the dangers of relationships.
Oh God,
dude, it's like I'm really confused, man. I'm really confused. What does this movie want?
This was really, you summed it up nicely. Yeah, this was really how I was feeling when I watched it. Yeah, I remember that. I was watching it, and these sort of scenes happened back to back, which didn't like align at all. They didn't make sense. Yeah, put together, and I was like, "Where is this going? Why? What's happening?" Yeah. And I guess this is the view into the very weird and impulsive mind of E.L. James. Maybe she was on meds, I don't know. But it doesn't. Definitely doesn't make sense. All right, that was a weird sentence.
It's a weird show, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
And what happened afterwards? It gets even more weird. Anna and her friends, they have this graduation, you know, because I think Anna was already like in the finals for college, and they like celebrate graduation at the local bar. And after drinking a little bit too much, Anna spontaneously calls Christian, and she confronts him and saying, "Yeah, I'm returning those books, you know, those like first edition copies. I'm returning the books," and she's kind of like mocking his behavior and telling him she doesn't like it and stuff like that. And then what happens is Christian locates her because he's a billionaire and ninja and all that stuff, and he can do that, yes. Obviously. It's also never explained in the movie, but anyways, it's so interesting. He always can say, yeah, he's like a millionaire, that's why he does it. And he locates her, goes to the bar to find Anna, who then passes out. And she wakes up the next morning in Christian's hotel room, but is relieved to find out that they were not intimate. And yeah, that's they have this like afterwards they have this very weird back and forth again, and then for no fucking reason Anna and Christian begin seeing each other. It's really not explained. I'm not like leaving anything out, like any important information. It's actually how the movie turns out, you know.
Yeah, but he saved her, so to speak. So she is now his girlfriend. I guess that's how this works. I don't know. Maybe I've been doing it wrong all my life.
Oh man, I just don't understand. But the movie gets even more weirder, man. Christian insists. I don't know if it's in the hotel or if it's a little bit later. Christian insists that she signs like this non-disclosure agreement, preventing her from revealing details about their quote-unquote relationship. Which kind of makes sense. He's a billionaire and whatever. And then Christian kind of sort of explains that he has his bondage relationships. He has only bondage relationships, only clearly defined in a contract between the participants. And then we have this really interesting scene where Anna reveals that she's actually a virgin. Totally, man. Totally.
Yeah, of course, absolutely.
It doesn't really read like a plot from a movie, I guess. It reads like a plot. Dude, I've been a teenager. I've watched some porn, you know. It reads like a softcore porn plot.
Yeah, I was gonna say this definitely sounded a bit like some story someone made up to finally get to the sex scene.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah, I don't know. As I said in the beginning, it was really, I guess it was just, all right, this girl and the billionaire, and they're gonna have BDSM stuff, and somehow I gotta make a story up that leads to that. Yeah, this is what we got.
I've seen porns with better story than that, I guess.
Oh yeah,
absolutely. But anyways, she is considering that kind of weird agreement and negotiating her own terms. She's of course, you know, obviously a little bit like reserved about this. She's almost a little bit afraid, and then Christian and Nana visiting his playroom, so to speak. It's a room stocked with like this variety of BDSM toys and furniture and gear. And what happens? Of course, she and Christian have sex. Don't know why, you know. That's suddenly how it turns out. You know, you see her being very reserved and saying, "Yeah, I don't know if I want this kind of relationship." Then suddenly they have sex. Don't know why. That's actually the plot. I'm not. I'm aware that this sounds very like snippet-ish or something like that, but that's actually how it is.
No, it does really sound like a porn plot because you didn't know what happened, but suddenly sex. And so I don't know, maybe she was watching some of these clips before.
Honestly, right? And afterwards, Anna also meets Christian's mother, which never really gets picked up in this whole movie again. Anyways, right? And
I
then
don't even know what she looks like. This was so irrelevant. I don't even know what happened there.
fuck this movie, dude. And anyways, afterwards, Christian overwhelms her with a series of gifts and favors upon Anna again. And then it gets really awkward, like including a new car and this laptop, MacBook computer thing, where again it's really interesting. At first, she's like, "Oh man, that's so sweet," and then afterwards, she's like, "Oh no, I don't like it."
Of course, she doesn't like it because,
Yeah.
like, virtually, he's telling her that her pussy is worth a lot of gifts.
Yeah.
Because, like, if it wouldn't be that, then he could have gifted her all of this stuff before. And this is obviously like a turn down for women because it just means she has control over you with her trait.
It's also this like we already said 2-3 times in this fucking stream. It's like the author of this book cannot make up her mind, you know. Yeah, submissive and all that, and it kind of turns her on. But she also wants to be strong and independent. Like, what the fuck, man?
Exactly.
Make up your fucking mind, dude.
Yeah, even for her, if I would agree that she just doesn't know what she wants, but that just makes no sense. That he constantly switches between dominant and then being simping for her. Like, that's just bullshit. Especially in his position. Like, if he would be, I don't know, 18 years old and he doesn't even know what he's doing, then maybe. But he's like apparently 27. He runs a huge business.
Yeah.
He's definitely more mature in his mind, and especially also with women, if he had many of them. And he actually is into this BDSM stuff, so that means he is in tune with his dominance, or he should be. So why is he constantly switching back and forth? That's just bullshit.
Yeah. That's like, yeah.
Damn, this triggers me way more than it should, actually.
But we are only halfway through.
Yeah, nice.
Kristen overwhelms her with this like series of gifts, like new car, laptop, computer, and all this stuff. And then there's this scene where they are visiting Christian's parents. Again, it's not really picked up and all that. It's like, and during dinner at Christian's parents' house, Anna suddenly mentions she's leaving the next day to visit her mother in Georgia. And Christian is really pissed off because, you didn't tell me. But it's like this pathetic attempt of the movie to make up to make up some drama, stuff like that. I never really got that scene. And yeah, they kind of fight. They kind of have a fight for no reason again, like this artificial drama. And then Anna says she wants more than this one-sided relationship he proposes. Like, it's really interesting. Like, she kind of wants it, but she also doesn't want it. It's this scene in one sentence. No one knows what he or she wants, and
especially not the author.
Yeah, and yeah. Afterwards, she flies to Georgia to her mother, and she's shocked when Christian unexpectedly arrives there as well.
Because he doesn't have anything else to do, right? So
that's the thing. They're doing this stuff like helicopter flights and all those things, and like having like playing with those fucking toys in his fucking room. Like, who has time for this shit, man? Even if you had like a normal 9-to-5 job, how do you have time for this stuff, man? You know, and let alone a billionaire.
Yes, exactly. But nobody cares about that. Yeah. It's just cool emotions and exciting and all of this.
And what happens afterwards is like this is getting weird and weirder. Christian visits her at Georgia, like very unexpectedly, and I was like, oh my god, he's like stalking me. 30 seconds later, he takes her to flying in the sky with those like airplane stuff. They have like those mini airplanes, and they're flying, and it's romantic and all that, and some fucking bullshit movie in the bullshit music in the background. It's romantic and all that. And 30 seconds later, he leaves afterwards because there's an emergency in Seattle. I'm like, oh, whoa, what the fuck is going on? Like, calm the fuck down, movie, man.
Where the hell did this come from? He didn't have any emergency before for the last 2-3 weeks, I don't know, but now suddenly he has.
Oh, man. And after returning home again, Anna continues seeing Christian again, who wants further sexual experimentation, and then it gets even more weirder because Anna suddenly actually agrees, but Christian keeps like emotionally distant, and that's what upsetting her. It's really like what the fuck is going on in this movie?
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
this is exactly the reaction you get out of it. What the fuck is going on?
Yeah, they have like this very awkward, weird scene where they're doing this contract. Do you remember that they're sitting in this very badly lit room, and they're discussing the terms of the contract and all this stuff. It's really awkward and stuff. But yeah, I kind of it's really interesting. You know, when we first see the female protagonist, Anastasia Steele, she's very, I would say, like quirky and awkward, and she even stumbles literally into his office, you know, wearing those awkward clothes and all that. But on the other hand, she's like, no, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that, and I have my own will. It's really, you know, when I was writing like a fan fiction story and I had a scenario for Anna, you know, for example, I don't know, there's like, she's like in a store, and there's a guy who's threatening the cashier or something. I wouldn't know how she would react. I wouldn't know it. I don't know her. I don't know her character. It's really hard to like define what is this girl. Also, was Christian, yeah.
Yeah, I think this is. She would most likely beat him up.
Yeah, while crying and saying, "I want to be hurt during sex," and all that in one act. Yeah.
I feel like the awful L.A. James, E.L. James?
E.L. James, yeah.
E.L. James, yes. She didn't really ever outline the character herself.
She L James actually became the pronouns.
Oh yeah, sorry. I guess she never did that for Anastasia. There was never an outline of what this character actually is, or what she believes, how she feels, etc. So it just happens to be what her random thought was whenever she was writing these lines, I guess. I mean, I say writing these lines, I don't even know how close the movie is to the book, to be honest.
Also, they have then this sex scene when they are in his playroom. We are pretty much at the end of the movie. There we are. That's the plot, by the way.
But wait. Also, okay, we're already at the end. I thought there would something be happening that makes sense, but it wasn't.
You were in the wrong show for that, man.
Yes, absolutely.
And yeah, it's this really, really long and awkward sex scene where he's like tying her up, and he's like quote unquote torturing her with this with feathers and all those like fucking toys. And they have like this super cool sex scene, and Anna is like super satisfied in the end. And then Christian, of course, what he does afterwards is he goes to the piano and plays some bullshit song on there to pour out his inner sadness or whatever. God, I don't even know. Fuck this shit. And then Anna approaches to him, and then for no reason starts drama. And she says, "Well, why do you need this stuff? Why do you need to hurt me?" And all this. And then Christian is like also really upset, and he said, "Yeah, because I'm like 50 shades of fucked up or something like that." And it's like, oh, so intelligent, right?
Roll credits.
Yeah. Wait, are you referring to Cinema Sins?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh shit, man. It's like, I didn't know you know him, man. We're gonna have something to discuss afterwards.
Yes,
yeah. 50 Shades of Fucked Up. I think it would be a way more appropriate title. But yeah, anyways, he's kind of like breaking down. He's kind of very, very out of character. And then Anna suddenly, in an effort to like understand Christian psychologically, asks him to demonstrate how he would actually punish her for rule breaking and all that stuff. And then Christian's like, "Do you really want it?" And I was like, "Yeah, I want it." "Do you really want it?" "Yeah, I want it." And I say, "Okay, let's do it." And then Christian actually whips Anna's butt with a belt. And you know, Anna is like, she was like being asked 3 times, "Do you want it?" It's like, "Yeah, I want you to punish me the way you like it, the way it turns you on and stuff like that." And you can see during the scene it actually turns Christian on. He gets off to it. But what's really weird, and afterwards Anna suddenly is upset and disgusted, and she breaks up with Christian. Like she suddenly concludes that I think he's wrong for her.
You see, it would actually make sense if she, for some reason, decided, all right, this is not for me, and she would break up. But why the fuck is she upset? She actually asked him to do it.
Yes.
So,
and I'm gonna repeat what I said earlier. If a man would have written this book the way it was written, and the way this whole screenplay for the movie was written, I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm not gonna say what I think right now, but I think you know.
Yes, I do. Yeah, it's weird, man. It's also quite interesting that because apparently she was very satisfied, right? But he didn't let his beast out fully, right? This is what we get at first before this actually.
You can actually see it very good in the scene where he whips her. That he's actually getting off to it. He's actually like, having some kind of weird climax thing going on. So yeah.
Yeah, so it's sort of, for me, what this felt like when she was being upset and also asking him about showing the whole, or his full being, so to speak, that she sort of was trying to heal him, or trying to understand what his real issue is. And I'm just, maybe that's just his fucking fetish, you know? There isn't always something to be healed there. He just likes it. So,
it's like
maybe you're just the wrong girl for him.
Yeah, it's like the whole movie pathetically trying to make up some drama, but there actually really is none, you know?
Yeah, I was actually wondering if there is some subtle message against BDSM, because they try to frame it like badly for her, obviously, because she...
Yeah, I could say that.
But I don't know. Well, to be honest, I don't care enough about it, but maybe that is what she was trying to do, but I don't know. It's just weird.
Yeah. And that's kind of like how the movie ends. You know, we have this the way you just said it very nicely, that Anna kind of wants to save him. Like I said in the beginning, also she kind of wants to save him, kind of wants to figure him out, and then she does, and then she says, yeah, okay, I'm gonna break up with you, which is actually a very interesting message, I would say.
Well, yes, I think actually,
cool.
I just can chime in there. I think that is actually a good message, because we talked about before that as a man you need to keep some sort of mystery about yourself, because this is interesting for other people, and especially for your woman. And now the funny thing is that I don't think she figured him out at all, like not even slightly, just because she now knows he likes to whip her.
I don't think there is anything to figure out about him. That's the thing, man.
Yes, that's also the thing. Yes, but the key thing to learn from this, if there is anything, is that I think you shouldn't reveal everything to the other person about yourself, because that is killing the sort of interesting, exciting mystery thing.
That's also like showing weakness, definitely.
Yes, this also, yeah. And I actually have a blog post that's called "Never Show Weakness," and I got a lot of shit for that, but you know. But I do think this is the key, and this is also what drives her away in the end, in my opinion. If there is anything to take from this completely made-up bullshit.
I don't know. None of us have seen this movie in the cinema, right?
No.
Good. I only heard stories, you know, that the sessions were full of like giggling middle-aged women wetting themselves literally with anticipation. You know, okay. I cannot believe this Buko's movie has appeal. I'm really asking myself, are women really so bored, so desperate that this is what gets them off? You know, it's kind of like, you know, don't get me wrong, I'm really serious right here. It's kind of breaking my heart, you know. It's almost as if we no longer know what good or great is. It's a very mediocre movie, and we're kind of like encountering a rise of this mediocre media. Mediocrity is like being considered great and the norm now, and yeah, I can't believe there are actually people complimenting the actors. I was scrolling to some. Yeah, I was actually scrolling to some critics on IMDb or stuff like that. Actually, people who compliment the movie and all that. But on the other hand, I can kind of understand it, because we kind of have come to accept mediocre media. Something I fight against with all my heart, you know. Like, you know, as much I said it to you in the beginning of the stream, as much as I love to rant and roast bad movies because it's fucking fun and all that, it breaks my heart primarily. I mean, $40 million budget for that movie. God knows what you could have done with it, you know.
Yes.
I also said it in the trailer for Red Smoke, in the channel trailer. We both, you know, love movies genuinely, and it's what made us fall in love with this kind of media. And then you have stuff like that, you know.
Yeah, I think I actually think I know why mediocre movies are so on the rise these days, and people actually think they are great, and it's because they don't hurt people's feelings. Like, they are intentionally designed to be not triggering, at least in most cases. So people, like, you don't offend one ideology or the other, and people don't hate it. But this also means if some people don't hate it, that also means other people don't love it. And I, for one, think movies should be way more diverse and even way more in one direction. Like, so people actually truly love them or truly hate them. I think this is great for a movie, as opposed to, like, for example, 50 Shades of Grey, a completely mediocre movie where some just like it, okay, some like us think it's fucking stupid, and but the most people really, they watch it and then they were like, meh, whatever.
Yeah.
And this, I think, is very bad for the whole media in general, as you said correctly. So yes, it is really with the rise of these mediocre movies and them being a thing and people trying to not offend anyone, this just gets worse over time.
I would say both of us like kind of live in a black and white world. Would you agree?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Do you know what this movie's called, right?
What? Sorry?
You are aware what this movie is called, right? Like
no, I'm not.
What the title of this movie is called? it's literally Grey.
Oh yeah, right.
I think
I didn't get it.
No, that's okay. But I just came up with it, and it's actually like it's almost poetic, man.
it's almost poetic how perfectly that fits.
It's a very Grey movie. It's neither one nor the other thing. It's literally 50 Shades of Grey. Yeah.
Mediocre, mushed up bullshit.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Actually, if you think about it,
actually 150 Shades of Grey, because you have like two other movies, but yeah.
Yes. But if you think about it, it's actually then that makes it a great movie because she was completely on point with the name. And it's exactly what you get.
If this was intentional, I'm gonna take everything back I said about Ian James. This is the greatest genius of the 21st century, definitely. Jeez, it blows my mind right now. You gotta love this stuff. Oh my god, Alex, what's your rating for 50 Shades of Grey? When you give it like out of 10?
10, I would say I couldn't be bothered. That's really the rating I would give it. I was really thinking about a number right now, but then who gives a shit? And it's really the feeling I get from this movie. I mean, it stirred a lot of people, and we make actually a podcast out of it because it's funny and I like it. But if you think about it, this would just go down into not even in history, it would just not be remembered at some point.
I think it will. Yeah, it's almost like pop culture. Like,
yeah, right. So they will remember the movie, but nobody will actually remember what was in it, which is exactly what has happened the last hour for me. Yeah, everything you said, I couldn't remember except for the first scene or something like that.
Yeah.
Everything else was just completely gone, and it's just pretty telling, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. It is very much back and forth, and it actually continues in the other two movies with a very. Yeah, it's basically that's the plot of the other two movies as well. As you can see in the last scene of that movie, they kind of break up, only to get together like 10 minutes into the second movie for no reason again. They're having like super hot sex, and everything is good again.
This is also the funny thing. While I was seeing the trailers running on the stream, I couldn't actually tell which trailer was for which movie. Because it's virtually the same.
Yeah. Oh my god. Oh, fuck this movie, man. Fuck this shit. Fuck this shit. But yeah, anyways, as you are aware, we are actually trying to like help people, you know. And like I said in the beginning, maybe there are some things that how do I put this right? Maybe some things that, you know, we haven't seen yet. We haven't, because if so many women like this whole thing, like I said, maybe there's something to it. Maybe there's something to learn from it about, you know, Christian Grey and all this stuff. And I came across a very interesting thing online. It is called it's a movie on YouTube by a dating coach. It's called Mo Abbasi, and it's a little, yeah, you could say video essay. and it's called Christian Grey's #1 secret to make women want you.
Oh God.
Would you be interested in checking that out?
Yeah, of course. Because no, I'm not gonna say anything before we watch it.
I don't want to be biased or any. I don't want to like.
Yes.
I don't want to give you like any. Yeah, but it's shit. But yeah, anyway.
All right. I figured for some reason I was just from the title I was guessing, but all right, let's see.
Yeah, it's like what would you say like completely unbiased before we get in? What would you say? Is that like maybe a secret without looking at any video essays or any stuff like that? Would you say there's like maybe a secret to make a woman want you?
Yes, being a billionaire but still having a shit ton of time. That is definitely something that works.
There you got it, man. There you got it. All right, soon we get. Yeah, I think we're gonna do like dating advice now on Red Smoke. Like, guys, just become a billionaire. What the fuck?
Yeah, man, it's easy. What's wrong with you?
Absolutely. Okay, we're gonna check it out. For fairness reasons, I gotta say I skipped the first 18 seconds because there's this song from 50 Shades of Grey, and I did a test stream and I got a copyright claim. So yeah. You gotta check it out. I'm gonna link the video in the description later. It's called Christian Grey's #1 secret to make women want you from 50 Shades of Grey by this guy Mo Bassi, and I'm gonna link it to you for fairness sakes before I'm gonna say anything wrong. But yeah, I'd say let's get into it. Let's check it out, and yeah. All right, are you ready, Alex?
Yes.
Yeah, let's do it, man. Let's check him out. All right, it's takes a little while until it loads, but yeah.
Like
It's like
movie
loaded a little bit.
number.
Okay.
Hey, this is Mo
All right.
Bassi. In
For me, it's
today's
running now.
video,
Yeah.
we're gonna discover the
right,
5 ways that you can become more.
Wait, did you just say like 5 ways to make women want you? It's like this video is called #1 secret to make. But anyways, yeah, let's.
Yeah.
Like Christian Grey from the movie 50 Shades of Grey. Number 1, deep eye contact. Now, in the movie,
All right. Before I'm gonna say anything, first of all, something positive, man. I don't want to be like an asshole. I actually want to, but but he goes straight to it. I like that. Look, I'm already biased because I went to this video once, and it is shit, but that's a good one. You know, I like it. Don't come up with like, yeah, this stream is brought to you by Skillshare, Squarespace, NordVPN, stuff like that. No, go straight to it. And yeah, this is #1. I like this, but yeah, obviously we might disagree with a few things there. Yeah, the good.
Curious. What's gonna happen?
The good old eye contact thing, but yeah.
Yes.
making direct eye contact. You'll see certain scenes where he's not shaking or he's not ungrounded, he's not moved or intimidated by a woman's look.
Hold on,
Right,
hold on.
I gotta pause anyways because there'll be like a copyright claim. Tell me what you
Yes.
think. Yeah.
Yeah, but also he started with eye contact, and then he proceeds with saying he's completely unfazed by women having eye contact with him. Like this is a
Yeah.
completely different trait, isn't it?
Absolutely. So-
Like you making eye contact is one thing, all right, but
Yeah.
like being grounded and unfazed by others looking at you, that is something completely different, in my opinion.
also, he argues, like having this strong eye contact thing, and I can understand where he's coming from. But do you see the frame I stopped there?
Yes.
Do you see like Christian, like really? This is the whole scene I mentioned earlier in the hardware store, and
Yes.
wouldn't you say it looks kind of creepy?
Absolutely.
It-
I was
it-
actually.
Yeah, he has this look, and I was scrolling through the comments, and someone, you always have this occasional comment on the videos like this where they say, yeah, but Christian Grey's handsome, he can get away with it. No, he can't, man. He looks fucking creepy as hell, man.
Yes.
It's basically what, yeah.
You know what's also weird, because there is a TV show I've watched, I forgot the name, where he, like this actor, what's his name again?
Jamie Dornan.
Yes, exactly. He plays some sort of serial killer, rapist, creepy guy, and this was much more fitting, I think, for him and how he looks than 50 Shades of Grey. Sorry, Jamie, but I don't know. That was kind of weird.
Yeah, like seriously, man, it's really. Yeah, I wouldn't call myself like an expert on body language and all this stuff. And yeah, it's indeed pretty unfair since we are doing an audio-only podcast and he's doing like this video stuff. But yeah, I don't know. It's really weird. I have to skip this movie scene obviously for copyright reasons. I say he was gonna, but he's also explaining stuff there. Notice the long pause, allowing the eye contact to build tension. I can see where he's coming from, but to me it just comes across really creepy.
I think also this is very shoehorned into 50 Shades of Grey movie.
Yes.
I think there would be better movies to get this message across than 50 Shades. But I guess he did it because it probably got a lot of views on YouTube.
Here you can also see, I think it's a pretty good frame. You see like this
Oh, yeah.
look, it's really, it just says serial killer.
Yes, exactly. He's trying very hard to be that, like,
Yeah.
look dominant and getting into her brain, so to speak, or her mind.
Yeah.
But he actually looks very creepy.
Could say intimidating maybe.
Oh yeah, that
Yeah,
was the
yeah,
word I was
yeah.
searching for.
I see. Yeah, it goes on, and he actually never looks anywhere else except to her. You pause on any frame, and it's yeah, just goes on and on and on. Let's check the video. I think it's somewhere around here.
Think of anything else?
Well, I guess that's it then.
Yeah, it's this creepy thing going on there. It's
Yes.
really, yeah, it's a very but anyways,
weird.
yeah, let's continue with the video. Let's see what Mo Bassi has there as well for us. All right.
Now, what this actually sub-communicates to the girl is that you've done this before. You've been around beautiful women and you're not intimidated when you're looking at them. At the same time, it actually shows you're extremely present with her in that.
But isn't that like a double try hard?
Yes.
You know what I'm trying to say. It's
Yeah, it's like, go ahead.
yeah. Do you think you can like fake confidence?
This is what I was gonna say, yeah.
Isn't that the thing with those dating coaches? It's what really really makes me cringe a bit.
Yeah, personally, I don't think you can. Or like you can, but it shows,
Yeah.
especially to the women, because they, as we mentioned before, they have access to another very subtle realm we usually don't have.
Yeah.
And they just feel or even sense these kind of things. If you're not really the guy you're trying to be, and now Christian Grey could be this guy because he is successful and powerful.
Yeah.
At least how I imagine him. But if you just like what this video really does, if someone watches it and now goes out and he virtually stares women into their eyes,
Yeah,
even
yeah.
though he doesn't believe in himself, that is really just creepy and it's gonna put her away. This is everything that
that's
will
a
happen.
thing.
for her.
Yeah, that's the thing. I would say like yeah, but yeah, eye contact. Okay, I would say it's way more impactful. I'm not like a dating expert or anything, but it's way more impactful if you save it up for actual, for the right moments. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't know, but am I the only one who thinks that eye contact with other people is really just a normal thing? Like,
yeah.
if you talk to someone, you look him into eyes. This is really what you do, right?
Yeah, but sometimes
And
when
of
I'm
course-
yeah.
Of course, when you like talk to a woman, you can have a different sort of gaze, and that sort of gives a message out. Yes, but definitely you need to have your mental setup first, and if you don't have that, this doesn't work. But generally, eye contact itself, I don't think is nothing really special.
It was like when I maybe talk about, okay, I was outside, I was buying some groceries. I don't have to stare into her eyes while I'm saying
Yes.
this. I can look at the street or I look at the sky, at the birds. Otherwise, of course, when I say, hey, I think I like the way the dress complements your eyes or something like that, I can look into her eyes in that moment. I think it's way more impactful this way, But because anyway, it's just really creepy and awkward. I don't know. It's the thing that really bugs me about the dating coaches. Yeah.
Yes, this is something I just wanted to add. I was thinking about the end, but I'm just gonna bring it up now. That
Sure.
this whole dating coach thing and POA guys,
Yeah.
they give you these tools, but they don't work if you don't have the foundation, which is really the key. If you don't believe in yourself, if you haven't built anything, if you're not like confident in yourself and what you do,
Yeah.
then all of these tools, they might even work to some degree, of course, but it doesn't really help long term. So you can't actually run
Yeah.
a relationship that way. If anything, you can get her later. Okay, congratulations. But even then, it's not like safe that this actually happens, because it might actually turn out to be that you look at her in a very creepy way because you don't know, because you don't actually feel it.
Yeah,
You just try to
yeah.
act it, and this is really just
Absolutely.
This is the problem, or my problem as well with these dating coaches.
I would
they
agree.
try
Yeah,
their best, but I think it's actually backfires a whole lot.
absolutely. But let's give him a whole. Let's give him a fair chance.
Sure.
Let's let him continue to talk.
Mo-
I'll find it out. Yeah.
Oh. Eyes are press
I would just like refresh it a bit because
moment. Wonder back and eyes are press.
Actually, does it work out to you with the stream?
Yeah, I can actually see on the top left that it keeps buffering for you. For me, it
Yeah,
runs
yeah,
fine.
yeah. All right, I'm gonna try it again to like reload.
You're
a
actually
bit.
present,
All right, let's
you're
go.
feeling her energy, and you're not easily moved. When you can actually be grounded in your masculine energy, and you can be in that silence, you can be in that space with her without trying to fill it, sometimes this will actually intimidate women, and they'll be like, holy shit, this guy's extreme.
Wait, so intimidating is a good thing, or
There's one thing I want. Yeah,
it's
yes. But there's also he talks about masculine energy, right?
yeah,
And he's obviously right with it, but he never explains how this actually works.
yes.
If someone, for example, there's some sort of geek watching it who has never actually approached a woman, and he doesn't know how this all works. If you tell him he should be grounded in his masculine energy, what would most likely happen?
And what does this even mean, man? It's
Yes, exactly. He doesn't know what it means. If anything, he
yeah.
probably gets the idea from porn he has watched, which is not
Sure.
very helpful.
Yeah.
So he should explain more what this actually means.
absolutely. Let's continue.
Masculine. And when you have that eye contact, just like Christian Grey, then it'll actually attract women and arouse women towards you. So what I
Wait, okay, so just to make this clear, if I look at women like Christian Grey, if I have eye contact like Christian Grey, I will attract and arouse women. What bunch of bullshit, man.
Yeah, try it, man.
So wait, so you're attracting a girl by looking to her eyes. That's it.
Yeah, you don't even need to say anything. Just
Yeah. He also says, okay, I mean, okay, if he would say, okay, have eye contact, I can understand, but he specifically said, have eye contact like Christian Grey. It's like, no,
Yeah.
don't have eye contact like Christian Grey, dude. Don't do like him. But yeah, anyways, that's
actually suggest you to
Let's see
do
what's going on.
is the next few conversations that you have, instead of looking at her mouth or looking elsewhere, I suggest you to actually practice looking in her eyes. Become present, actually breathe into your body and stare into her eyes. This will actually extremely attract her, and you'll actually often notice the connection gets stronger the more that you guys look at each other. But when you're intimidated and you're waving and you're shaky, it shows that you're not grounded and masculine as a man. Number 2, confident body posture. You'll actually notice Christian Grey most.
all right. I gotta be now a little bit careful with the whole thing.
Yes.
I'm gonna let him talk, but I don't want to show it because
Yes.
this is actually footage from movies. So let me continue this stuff.
Back like this, his legs are crossed, and what this actually subcommunicates is that you don't need to be this masculine figure who's sitting like this, sitting upright and authoritative, but you can actually be feminine, because this is actually a feminine posture. But the fact that you're comfortable with this posture alone shows that you're actually more masculine, because you don't need to overcompensate or you don't need to be a certain way. And women love men who are actually in touch with their feminine side.
Okay. Hold on a second,
yes.
man. Hold on a second.
There was a lot in there.
Yeah, I gotta pause this, man. It directly contradicts his first point. That's
Yes,
that's what I
exactly.
fucking hate about those dating coaches, man. And it's really surprising that no one in the comments actually pointed that out. Completely unaware. Well, you don't have to show you being strong, masculine posture, but you have to pierce her with your eyes. You know?
Yeah, also, you don't have to be that kind of masculine guy, but your body language should be masculine in all of this. So like, and this is again the key where we come back to this, that they, like these dating coaches, they have the tools, but the reality is this: if you are in your masculine energy, which really just means you are confident in yourself and you like yourself as you are, you have accepted yourself as you be, you don't even care about these things. You are just you. You sit however the fuck you want. This is what makes you masculine, right?
Yeah.
You don't have to actually act some sort of, like, you can cross your legs, like, because it's some feminine thing, whatever. If I don't want to do it, I don't do it.
Yeah.
It doesn't bother me. And this is the key that these dating coaches don't get, and Abassi doesn't get either, apparently.
Yeah.
Not only does he contradict himself, but he also doesn't understand that this is a complete act which will fall flat pretty quickly. And what really works is helping people to accept themselves, especially men, and who they are, and accepting their toxic masculinity, so to speak.
Yeah.
So this all flows naturally, and don't even need to take care of this kind of shit. But yes. Sorry, I had to rant there.
No, it's okay. It's giving, like I said, a fair chance. Let's give him a chance to explain himself. Again, I would have to, for this section, I've marked it as for me. I have to occasionally switch away because this is movie footage, but we're gonna listen to him at least. And if you want to, you can all check out his video. I'm gonna put the link in the description. All right.
The reason why is because the feminine side is more present. The feminine side goes more with the flow. The feminine side is more a flow of energy. It's a lot has to do.
What does this even mean, man?
You see, it's interesting because he probably read something about feminine and masculine energies, but he didn't read it to the end. Quite interesting. He just knows that feminine energy is something, and this flows with it, whatever that means. But what he's really trying to say, in my opinion, is this: that, which is what I said many times before, women always live in the present moment. This is the feminine energy, really. They always live in the constant moment. They don't think much about the future or the present. And this is something that eludes the masculine energy quite a lot because we think about many things, because we're rational. But this is actually something I like about women, that they constantly are in this exact moment. And this is what he means. You are present in the moment. You enjoy the exchange of speech, energy, ideas with that woman. And you're not thinking about other things. But he phrased it quite weird, and probably because he didn't really understand it, or didn't know what he wanted to say.
I'm gonna go back again and read. I'm gonna hear this again, okay?
The feminine side goes more with the flow. The feminine side is more a flow of energy. It's a lot has to do.
So masculine is not a flow of energy then, or?
No, it isn't, apparently.
Okay. Anyways, let's continue.
It's more, whereas the more logic.
All right.
G.
Let me just just a little bit. Okay.
Emotional, whereas the masculine is more logical, the masculine is more conquering,
I would agree.
dominant, and it's not necessarily that women only have feminine qualities. Some women are extremely masculine, some men are extremely feminine, and both genders have both qualities. However, when you can, in your body posture, show that you're confident with a more feminine pose, and you can be relaxed, laid back, ungrounded, have that deep eye contact, women will be drawn towards you because it shows that you don't need to over-invest with your body language.
Yeah, again, this totally contradicts his first point.
Yes, which is quite interesting because obviously I do agree. If you don't try to shoehorn your masculine body language into the thing all the time, this is actually great because, of course, you're just fine with yourself. But it does contradict what he said in the beginning, so that's kind of weird.
Hold on a second. So this is to watch is a little bit weird, but
invest with your body language. And you actually often see this when you actually see men messing up with women or they get friend zoned. They actually invest too much with their body language. They're moving forward, their shoulders are shrugged, they're laid back, they're all in their head and their body is very stiff instead of laid back, grounded, and relaxed. Number 3, class and style. Now, this is something that most dating coaches don't talk about. They say style doesn't matter. You could look like a homeless person and still get women. Is this true? Yes, because what matters more...
You know what also matters is focus, man.
Yes.
But anyways, man, anyway.
is your, sub-communications. What matters more is your character, who you are. However, your style says something about you. If you're someone who is not stylish, if you're someone who has bad style, or...
If you're someone who's not stylish, if you are someone who has a bad style.
Yeah, I was gonna say he just doesn't make his point. Like, when will you finally say what's the point?
Yeah, absolutely.
And it just talks around this whole thing.
Yeah.
I think this whole clip could be way shorter.
Sure.
You're not hygienic, or you don't look the part of someone who is quote unquote an attractive, high status, high value male, then what it really subcommunicates to her is that you don't really care about yourself. You don't really show.
Yeah, but you know what it subcommunicates to her if you are in touch with your feminine side? That you're a feminine man.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's really weird. It's like the fucking movie 50 Shades. He also goes like back and forth all the time,
Yeah, that was what's irritating me, like watching through this whole thing. He never like actually gets to the point.
Yeah,
he talks around it all the time and comes up with new ideas. It's almost his feminine side.
We're really poetic today. Really poetic, and yeah. Can only agree with you. Let me switch back a little bit.
Really show that you're willing to put an
pissed me
effort
off
in
that
the
he's
way
out of
you
focus,
look. And
man.
again, most high-value men are very stylish. The reason why is they have business to take care of. They want to look good because it presents more opportunities. So when a woman sees that you're actually stylish, you have good fitting clothes on, you wear a nice jacket, they actually notice that.
What was that cut, man? Anyways, someone in the comments mentioned, since we were talking about style, your coat fits horribly, especially around the shoulders.
Yes. I was gonna say that as well.
Yeah.
So much style, but he doesn't have it.
Yeah, but anyway.
You should listen to that.
Yeah.
Immediately they see that you're someone who is stylish and you're willing to put in that effort. You're willing to show that you care about yourself.
All right, I gotta switch that again because that's actually a clip from a movie with music, so I cannot play it. But yeah, it's like you can see behind the scenes footage from the movie and all that. And yeah, obviously a man looks good in a suit. You don't need a dating coach for that, I believe.
I don't think so either. And I mean, this has been virtually said by anyone before, that you need take care of your hygiene and look at least like not like a complete dog.
Yeah.
I don't see why this is specifically something Christian Grey does. But okay.
Yes, still Christian Grey's #1 secret to make women want you. So yeah, still waiting for that, I gotta say.
Yeah, wear a suit though.
Yeah.
Waiting.
And women love this because, one, when you're actually approaching them, your looks do at the end of the day matter. Now, what I mean by this is you don't have to be a perfect looking Greek god, but your style has to match someone who's of a high value male. If you go into a very high status venue, or like if you go to One Oak and...
So wait,
what is he talking about?
Does he say that a good... Look, I'm going to say a good trained body communicates high value as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
So he says like, okay, you don't have to be in shape, you just have to wear like a... I wouldn't agree with that. High value is way more than just your looks, By looks, I mean clothes. I think that's what he refers to.
Yes, he means clothes.
Yeah, anyway.
Also, if you have nice clothes and you look like a Greek god underneath, I think that definitely helps.
Absolutely.
I'm not sure, but I do think it does.
All right, yeah. Let's skip back a little bit.
very high status venue, or like if you go to One Oak in New York, for example, and you're dressed in pajamas, chances are they're most likely not letting you in at all. You have zero chance of getting into that venue because that's a low.
What the fuck? This is really.
It's like baby steps, you know. It's like explaining this to someone who never encountered a woman before. It's like, no shit, you don't go out into a bar or into a club with like pajamas. Like, but what can I actually take away from that? You know.
Yeah, but the weird thing is, I definitely so far didn't get what the title actually says. He's just giving some basic, very very basic dating advice, but it is really nothing to do with Shades of Grey, except for a few snippets thrown in. And there's really no secret until this will happen later.
Yeah, like I said, for fairness sakes, he is playing some footage from the movie. I cannot show it because of copyright issues. But if you disagree with us, go ahead, check out his video in full length with the clips. And maybe we were wrong about that, but so far it's this very generic dating coach bullshit stuff that with no substance at all, I gotta say. But anyways, let's go for a chance.
Because that's a low status behavior. It shows that you're a low value person. And so class and style matters massively when you're actually starting to meet women. If you have class, if you have style, they have more of an incentive to actually want to meet you and be around you. And again, you have to ask yourself this. If she's a quote unquote 10, a very high quality girl, and she puts effort into her style, she puts effort into the way that she looks, and she has very high quality female friends, when she wants to introduce you to her friends, do you think that she wants to introduce her male partner to her friends who looks almost homeless, or do you think she wants to introduce you when you look tip-top, you look sharp, and you look stylish? So if you
So does it sound like every time my girlfriend meets with her friends, I should dress up like in a suit or anything?
Yes, of course, absolutely. Yes. Not only that, but it also means that you can definitely get a 10 at least. You just really only need to wear a suit. It doesn't matter what you do.
Yeah. Wear a suit and do eye contact, man.
Oh yeah, sorry, my bad. And you need to have your feminine side flowing. But then you can definitely get 10s, right? This is what he's telling us. Yeah. Nice, I like it.
You need to be that guy. You have to go and become a more stylish man. Number 4.
Wow, I love this advice, man. Go out, become a more stylish man. Thanks, dude. Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks. That's very practical advice there. It's like, what the fuck?
You could also say, be tall.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
Number 1 secret: be Christian Grey. You know, it's
yes.
Yeah, no shit, dude. It's whatever, man. That's...
Assume attraction. You'll actually often see Christian Grey almost assuming that the girl wants to be with him, and at times she's not too sure about how to feel about that. However, the fact that he's so committed and so certain that this girl is going to be attracted to him, that alone starts attracting her.
That's an interesting point. I wanted to. It's a difficult one. I'm not sure. I would maybe slightly disagree with him. Yes, do your thing, believe in yourself and all that, but automatically assume that any girl I meet is like into me. That's also not something I would agree with, you know.
Yeah, I wouldn't. This is the caveat. I wouldn't actually assume it about any girl.
Yeah.
But I like. He's basically using the law of assumption. If anyone has ever read about this, it just means you assume in your mind already that reality is what you want, and then this sort of happens.
Yep.
Because not through some magic or anything like that, but because you then act subconsciously towards this desired outcome, pretty much.
Yeah.
And in this case, what it really means is if you assume she's attracted to you, you are more confident and more... Your feminine energy is flowing better, you know, with her. And you're just more chill with her, and you can do it, interact with her better. This is really what he means. So this... I like that, although he phrases it a bit weird, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, but I get what he says, and I would say that's actually like... Could we say like practical advice you can take away from that?
Yes, but again, there's one key thing. If you you can only assume that any girl is attracted in you, or this girl, whatever girl you approach.
Yeah.
If you actually are confident in yourself first.
Yeah.
Like, this is the baseline. This is really where it all starts. So this is something he completely misses, that you first need to set up your own mindset before you apply all these tools, which is pretty much what any dating coach does. But,
Absolutely. Yeah.
Starts attracting her. Because the fact is, again, we want to be around people that we can be certain of. We want to be around people who are leaders. We want to be around people who can assume things and take action instead of asking and being apologetic and always trying to gain validation. And
Yeah, I
when
would
you can
agree.
actually
I would
be
agree,
like this
man.
with
Yes,
women, when you
yes.
can assume attraction, your characteristics and your mannerisms actually change. You start acting like an attractive man. You start doing things that you normally wouldn't do that starts attracting her.
Okay, yeah, like I said, I would agree with him to an extent. I wouldn't necessarily say you need to assume attraction to take control, you know. I don't need to assume attraction to have my own plan in life, you know, to have a plan for tonight or whatever, you know.
yes, exactly. This is really, again, something that actually comes naturally once you believe in yourself. So you don't try to assume that, like, for example, if you go out to this girl and you are forcing your mind to assume that attraction, then it most likely won't happen.
Yeah. There's also this creepy scene here.
I don't make love. I fuck. Hard.
I love this scene, man. It's really
I also like the music in the background.
yeah. They have like Dante's Inferno or something.
Yes.
It's like, yeah, but yeah, I don't make love. You know, I would say maybe, just maybe, the scene would have worked out with the right actor. I don't buy him. I don't buy him. Not him. Hey, look at this guy, man. Look at this guy. But anyways, yeah. All right, and it just continues. The whole scene continues. Like, okay, I hope I can play it from here. Let's check it out.
Women, and you're approaching them, you're assuming,
Let me get a little bit back. All right.
Me-
Wait. I take this. Excuse me, so it's a little bit buggy right now, but yeah, I get it done.
It worked for me, but
Yeah, it's.
this is very important
yeah,
when you're actually
alright.
starting to meet women, because if ever
I think the reason because I'm streaming simultaneously, and I
Yes.
think the good old computer here is like crying right now, but
yes.
it still works.
every time
But yeah, it's I always have to skip a little bit back, and then it works. So I'm gonna do it. All right, let's check it out.
This is very important when you're actually starting to meet women, because if every time you're going up to women and you're approaching them, you're assuming, oh, is she gonna like me? Is she gonna reject me? How's she gonna feel about me? All you're really telling yourself is that you're not good
Right.
enough.
That is
And-
true.
Sure, sorry. Yeah.
That is true, but this has nothing to do with assuming attraction. You know, this is really just having limiting beliefs in yourself and being too
Yes,
much in your
yes.
head. But this is different from assuming that any girl you approach is automatically attracted to you.
Yeah, it's,
Like, it's a completely different ballpark.
yeah, absolutely. I would disagree with you. Yeah, it's really. Yeah. Nothing much to say. To be honest.
The way that you're going to be coming across, again, your characteristics and your mannerisms, is going to tell her, hey, I'm not good enough. Do you like me? So what do you think the answer is to
Yeah, but I'm asking myself is if I come up to a girl and like this overly confident guy, that's also not the best thing to do, you know? Like this, like hyper confidence. It's almost like it almost displays a little bit of insanity, you know. I think it's also a little bit attractive if you are, you know, to some degree reflective, you know. If I come up to a girl and say, well, I know I'm the best looking guy in the world, like sexy motherfucker as hell, like I know deep in my heart I don't look as good as Brad Pitt, you know. I know
Yes.
it. I'm not the sexiest motherfucker, you know. And yeah, that's I'm a little bit torn apart when it comes to that point. I gotta be honest. Anyways,
that? Do you think the girl is going to want to be around you? Do you think a girl wants to be around a guy who's not confident in himself and assumes that the girl wants to be around him? Of course not. When you assume, the girl is going to want to follow. That's how it is. The masculine goes and the feminine follows. So
Yeah, again, contradicts the second point where a man should be comfortable in his feminine nature, but yeah, anyways, forget about that.
assuming important
Hold on a second. Let's go back a little bit. Alright. Well, there you go.
follows. So assuming attraction is very important in order to attract the girls that you desire. Last but not least, take the lead and build arousal. And you'll actually often see this where there's a little bit of tension between the characters. There's tension between Christian Grey and the girl that he really likes and the girl that he desires. And all of a sudden he just breaks that tension, goes for the kiss, goes for actually getting physical.
Alright, gotta skip to this scene again, for obvious reasons.
Yes, but he actually used the wrong word there.
Here you go.
He meant to say build tension, not build arousal. Because
okay.
it's kind of weird to me.
Okay.
Because he was talking about something else than it actually displayed.
I see.
At the beginning.
Yeah.
And he's right, of course. Building tension means there is emotion involved, which is great for women, of course.
Yeah.
But yes, arousal doesn't really... Yeah, it comes from that, but it isn't something you build that way. You build the tension.
Absolutely.
Quite interesting, though. He fucked it up a little bit.
Just a little bit, of course. Yeah, so scene like
This is a real man. This is someone who can
Wait, he does a breakdown actually, so let's check it out. Yeah, figuring out logistic. I love it when dating coaches do this stuff.
see here. He says, "You look beautiful." He's setting a man-to-woman frame and showing his intention.
Do you know that you can like overanalyze stuff?
Dude, I was gonna say when he was talking about figuring out logistics, this is really something.
Oh, I wouldn't say it's you look beautiful. There's something else. He's
What are you doing later?
yeah, that's I believe that it is. But
Oh, that's it. Okay.
I
Yeah,
think
I mean,
it's
I get
yeah.
but still, like the whole scene he's dissecting here and being completely analytical about it. If you do that and you completely plan out the whole thing happening in any sort of way, then it most likely doesn't work, and it contradicts one of his earlier points.
Yeah.
That you will be too much in your head.
Like, doesn't ask.
If you think about all these
Yep.
things, then most likely it will not flow very nicely.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll have Taylor pick you up then.
Notice here how he doesn't ask for permission whether she wants to come out. He doesn't ask for permission whether she's free later. He just assumes attraction, takes the lead, and says, "I'll have Taylor pick you up at 7." And again, if you look at her reaction afterwards, she's like, "Holy crap, this is a real man. This is someone who can take the lead."
Yeah, look at that reaction.
Yes.
Yeah, actually,
very
okay, well, okay, it's yeah, but yeah, would you agree with that point or?
I do actually, yes, to some degree, I would say, because obviously asking her, this is pretty much the old thing, like, what do you want to eat, right? Asking a woman, and this.
Yeah.
It's pretty much the same thing, just in different setting. You tell her what you want to do, and then she can, obviously, if she has other things to do, because she's a human like everyone else, she can say, "Oh no, I don't want that, or I have other things to do." But the issue is that you don't ask first, you lead, of course, but. Assuming that if you say like he does it, that some other random girl has her picked up later, this is a great thing. Sometimes, or even most times, I would say this doesn't work out that way.
Yeah, but he had figured out logistics before that, so yeah.
Oh yeah, right.
I think I like that too.
Over here, you actually see him escalating. You know, he starts touching her lip.
I love this word,
He realizes
escalating,
the
man.
signs that she's giving him when she starts biting her lip, and he's escalating, sexualizing the entire interaction. But notice what happens next.
I'm not gonna touch you. Not until I have your written consent.
Alright, I gotta pause for copyright issues.
Yes.
What?
I'll explain later.
As he's building up all this tension, all this curiosity of what it would be like to kiss him, all of a sudden, boom, he pulls back. He says, "I'm not going to touch you and until you have that written consent." And again, in her mind, she's like, holy shit, like, why? Like, why don't you want to kiss me right now? And because it's building up that curiosity.
This guy always assumes it's like this holy shit stuff, man.
Yes.
Oh, holy shit! Why doesn't he want to go? Holy shit, man! Yeah, but would you say that's like a scene? The scene you just break. The scene you just broke down. Is that like something you can actually practice in real life?
No. I think what the word he's actually missing here, the more guy, is frame. And this is what Christian is displaying there. His frame is that he wants her consent for whatever reason, for this whole contract thingy. And he uses tension, yes, to get from her what he wants, because he understands that this makes her curious. He's absolutely right with analyzing this scene. So he does it right, but it's not very useful, because if you go out like that and try to do this yourself, most likely you will fuck this up quite badly.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I don't even know if it really helps someone if he sees that and then understands it in this moment. Because they most likely will try to act exactly the same thing as opposed to just being themselves.
Yeah,
So
but it's
I
but it's a little bit the thing that we want to do with Red Smoke. You know, when we say, there are movies that you can actually take away something. I don't think we mean that you should look at a scene and say, okay, try to copy that in real life. You know?
Yes, exactly. This is my key point. I was just gonna add there that like copying one by one is. I mean, these are movies, right? This is all staged and set up. So this won't happen exactly like that. If anything, you can get the basic idea of it. Yes, of course. And this is what we try to do with the movies all the time. Especially like with masculinity. If you see how this man acts, you understand what part makes it a masculine man in this case. But it doesn't mean you act exactly the same situation.
Yeah.
Like, for example, if we look at Troy or something, it's not like you can do some war negotiation with some war general, right? It's like it doesn't happen in your life. You need to adapt this to your own situation.
But you can actually look like Achilles, and you can find it out on selfconquering.com.
Yeah, yes.
Is that like commercial what I just did? It's like
I guess so.
Okay. I couldn't help, man.
And because it's building up that curiosity, now she's obsessed with him. And again,
All right, dude. All right, calm the fuck down, man.
Yeah, I was gonna say
like you did. Okay, I'll explain later. I'm obsessed right now.
Yeah. That's an escalation right there, man.
Oh my god.
I don't know
Man,
if she's obsessed with him just because he didn't kiss her there. That's taking a bit far.
Whatever, man. Whatever.
he builds curiosity at the end, saying, "I'll explain later."
Come on, take you home.
All right, pause there. Yeah.
I like the subtitles.
Hold on a second. All right.
Oh, if
Awesome.
I remember the scene.
Yeah. This when yeah.
Fuck the paperwork.
Now here you see they've moved into the elevator, and all of a sudden,
I like that he breaks it down. Here you can see
Yes.
they moved into the elevator, dude. I see
Yes,
it,
I
man.
saw that. Thank you.
Oh my god. Yeah. All right. Anyways, man. Let's don't be too much of an asshole today. But anyways, yeah.
now here you see they've moved into the elevator, and all of a sudden he breaks all that tension that he's built up from the beginning, making the man-to-woman frame, setting his intention, sexualizing the interaction, pulling away, building curiosity, and boom, all of a sudden he breaks it. And when you do this, it builds arousal. It makes the woman want it more.
Okay, so he's saying that this was the perfect blueprint for, seducing a woman in 30 seconds, right?
Yes, that's pretty much
Okay.
what he just told
Yeah.
us.
And you won't have that moment of being rejected or having to deal with what pickup artists call LMR. This
hold
is
on.
how you build
Yeah,
tension.
sure.
So if I do it like that, I will never be rejected. This is what he
Yes,
tells me.
yes, totally.
Like, the woman will always have sex with me.
Yeah, well, what's the problem with that, man?
Yeah, great. No, I like it. It's great, yeah.
And this is how you build arousal, and this is how you make sure that women will want you.
All right. I think we're gonna get blocked for multiple reasons here, but yeah.
Yes.
Okay, it just
I think
goes
so too.
on and on and yeah. Okay.
Man
then-
clears throat. I
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, they there's like those businessmen coming in, and then Christian does this like cocky joke there,
What is it about elevators?
and it's he has to mention it's a playful joke. It's really like this baby steps thing, you know.
Yes, and this is exactly the issue with all these dating coaches. They
Yeah.
act like you are really a stupid children. And what I always recommend, and really what I do with the man is, I mean, I'm not a dating coach, but I really just help them to be more masculine with themselves, more confident,
Yes.
confident with themselves, and then everything else comes naturally. So all these tools they talk about are really, I think any man has this automatically in him, like building tension with a woman. I think this
Yeah.
is a natural thing a man understands if he is in tune with his masculine side, and if the feminine doesn't flow too much.
Also the way he portrayed it there, it's like, oh, and that's the moment when you escalate and when you build arousal. He's saying it as if this is the end goal, you know.
Yes.
Like, boom, you made it. You have figured out life. That's the end goal, you know. Boom, she's in your bed now. That's the end goal. That's the ultimate goal in life. And yeah, whatever.
Yes, I mean, also think about if you actually watch all of these videos from these guys and you really dissect every single interaction there, and then you have this blueprint in your mind how you actually could do it. And this is really all you do with your life. Like, I'm just confused by this whole thing. Like,
Yeah.
is really laying any sort of girl the best thing you can do with that
Absolutely.
short life you have on this planet? Sorry, a bit philosophical.
No, absolutely. No, we're
I mean-
philosophical, poetical. It's a weird episode, and I love it.
Absolutely.
And the reason why this is attractive is it shows that you're a risk taker. And in terms of
All right,
evolutionary
all right.
psychology, if you were someone in a tribe who was a risk taker, it actually means that
Okay, I agree
you
with
ended
that,
up
man.
getting more resources, you ended up having more of a chance of success in terms of passing on your genes. So when you take that risk, when you take that lead, and you go for it, and you go for the makeout, and you go for escalating and getting physical with her, it actually arouses her. It makes her want to be with you. And again, the more that you escalate, the more physical you get, the more aroused that she will become. Now, obviously, if the girl is not okay with it, the girl doesn't, the girl doesn't like your advances, you have to calibrate. You have to take a step back. You obviously have to understand the signals that she's giving off of you. However, make sure that you don't react. So if you go in for the kiss,
What?
for example,
Okay, hold
and
on.
Yeah, sure.
Quick second. He is saying a lot of things here. Like, you have to basically understand her sickness, which I think is something he should probably tell us, right?
Yeah, I
Yes.
mean, it's like saying, yeah, get a billionaire, but okay, and how am I gonna do that? You know?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Like he virtually said, if she doesn't like the advances, you have to calibrate and you have to understand her sickness. Yes, but how? This is really the question. And this again is, well, I come back to this, that all these tools are not really helpful, like in a single view.
Yeah.
You really need to understand all of it, and this comes naturally once you actually are in tune with yourself. But I'm repeating myself here.
I agree. Yeah. Hold on a second. I pull back a little bit.
however, make sure that you don't react. So if you go in for the kiss, for example, and she goes away, just be like, anyways, the other day, da-da-da-da, and continue the conversation, because as soon
Dude, that advice, man. just
Yeah, I
imagine
like
like going in for a kiss. She like pulls away, and then you're like, yeah, well, whatever. Anyways, about that thing. I really want to see that, man. I want to see that like in practice.
Yes,
Holy
definitely.
shit.
as you react, it shows that you had that expectation in your mind. You were planning it, and it wasn't actually spontaneous. It wasn't a risk spontaneous act. And when you actually take that risk and it's spontaneous and it goes well, then she will become aroused by that. So I hope you enjoyed this breakdown. If you like this
Absolutely.
video, make sure to give it a thumbs up so I can continue
guys.
creating content
Do
like
it.
this
Yeah, of
for
course.
you. Make sure to comment down below on what character you want to see me breaking down, and subscribe to this channel for more content like this. I hope you enjoyed that, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace.
Have you noticed that I never do this on my videos, asking for subscribing and likes and all of
Never,
this, because I think it's very cringy. But Apparently, it's normal on YouTube.
I'm asking
also-
myself if this is like actually bringing. Okay, this is coming from a podcast who has over 200 subs. Maybe we should consider doing this. But
Maybe.
anyways,
You know what?
yeah.
But also, in the end, he really contradicted his whole clip, actually,
Yep.
when he said you shouldn't be too much in your head, right? Because this is exactly what he did with this whole clip, that these guys will be too much in their head. So, quite interesting.
So, as would you say, like the whole clip we just watched, is that like something you can take away from that? Is that something you can learn?
Yes, don't listen to dating coaches. Is something I would take away from that. You see, this is the point. Obviously, he's right in the things he said, and he analyzed it correctly, like the interactions between men and women. Yes, of course. But if you put this in your mind and then you go out and try to act exactly that way, this won't work at all, especially if you don't have the foundation, which is
yes.
This needs to be set up first. So this is not really helpful in my opinion.
All right, guys. We
Also-
yeah, please.
One thing I realized, what's the secret now actually?
Yeah. Also, this video is called the number one secret of Christian Grey. It's putting like like top 5 points, you know, and
Yes.
yeah, it's obvious clickbait, I think, but yeah.
I guess he changed the title at some point.
Yeah, I'd say it's like a pretty huge video, but on YouTube it has like, I mean, put it on the screen there. Where is it? Boom. Yeah, it's okay. You cannot see it in the frame, but anyways, it has like over 25,000 views. So it's pretty big.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wouldn't agree at all. Very weird stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking over the thumbnails. It's kind of weird, to be honest. But yes, whatever.
Yeah.
Interesting clip, but
Yeah.
definitely.
So
not something I would
guys, if you're listening, don't subscribe, don't click the bell for the notification. We don't do this stuff. Don't do anything at all. Don't follow us anywhere. Yeah,
Absolutely
just go away. Yeah.
Yeah, leave. Don't talk to us.
Yeah. We are depressed now. We're gonna do the morning routine now from this one girl there. Yeah. Gonna sniff some herbs now. Fuck
Oh
off.
yes. Damn. Good idea.
All
Also,
right.
I'm gonna ask my pet
Yeah.
if he wants to nestle with me.
You have to seduce your pet to
Oh, yes,
nestle with you.
seduce
Yeah. Try eye contact and all that stuff. Yeah.
Seduce a pet. This is that's just weird.
I think
no.
that might get us blocked.
Yeah,
on YouTube.
exactly. So
I
no, I'm not gonna do
I
that.
think we should stop now before it gets too.
so too.
All right, Alex, it's been fun and all that.
Yes,
it's been a
it
fun
was.
episode.